Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Mother Industrialist live show where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. And I'm the host, Kenneth, author of Mother Industrialist, perfecting the balance between motherhood and business success. I'm also the founder of KC Creative Marketing, where we provide designing services and marketing consulting. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for those who are watching replay. I have this phenomenal lady that I met through introduction, a recommendation, and by one of my fellow authors. I'm really blessed to have her onto my show. That she make time. She's really busy, and she's a mother of three beautiful girls, daughters, and she's a founder of Corpo Consulting. She's also a coach and a consultant. Without further ado, let us welcome Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth.
How are you,
Hi.
Kenneth? So nice.
Hello. Yeah. So thanks for coming onto my show, and I really so grateful that now you are in the midst of traveling and you're coming on live, making time for my show to come onto my show. And before we kickstart the show, there's a tradition in my show that every guest get to answer the question of the day before we can start the show. And this question of the day is being posted by every guest at the end of the show to the audience and also to the next guest. So are you ready with the question of the day before we kickstart the
Yep,
show?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. So the question of the day is, what are you doing to empower yourself as a mother and your children for a better future? So I repeat again. So what are you doing to empower yourself as a mother and for your children for a better future? You got
Okay.
it? Yeah. So spend some time to think about it while I go onto Facebook Live to see if we are live successfully
Okay.
and if our sounds are good. All right. So I'll come
All
back to
right.
you. Okay, let me check.
I'm ready.
Okay, your sound is good. I see some people coming on live. So hi everyone. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for making time. And also we have Elizabeth live with us. Okay, let's see who's coming in. Okay. So, Elizabeth, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
I am. You
Okay,
believe so?
give it to us.
How I empower myself and my girls. I really look at having my own business, and how successful that I can be. I bring my daughters into that. Um, they also join me in business events.
Mm-mm.
Um, Sit down, help me when I need help. Show them exactly what it means to be a woman in business and surrounding yourself with those that are like-minded and in
Mm-mm.
the same, making sure that I give myself the care that I need, and my girls see that openly.
Mm-mm.
So for me, that's very empowering
Mm.
for them as well, to see that their mother is the owner of a business and is doing shows like this and
Mm.
the community. Uh, that's very empowering
Mm.
as a woman, able to have the strength to get out there and the determination to move forward
Mm.
within these areas.
Okay,
So
wow, that's very good. So basically, to show them that their mom is a good role model for them
mhm,
to take to follow or even to model after because you are an entrepreneur businesswoman. You're taking a lot of roles. You want them to see the part of it as being a role model, right?
that's correct.
Okay, that's really good. And now what? We can kickstart the show. Thanks, Elizabeth, for your really awesome answer to the question of the day. And before we really start the show, maybe you can do a short introduction about yourself, so that the audience here they can know more about you and what were you doing prior to you starting your own business, and what was your background like? What do you how do you get into corporate? And maybe you can share that with us.
Okay. Prior to starting my own business, um, I was doing counseling, behavior therapist counseling, working in LA corporate, um, working within the confines of, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, the usual. Excuse me. And I spent a lot of time doing that. And on the side, I had always done consulting. So that was kind of a part-time job, my little love. And because I was a mom and
Mm,
I've been a single mom for about 10 years now,
mm,
my safety net has always been the 9 to 5.
mm,
So when I decided to start my own business,
mm,
it was getting tired of the corporate America. Um, not wanting to work within those confines. I wanted to stay home and I wanted to be with my kids. I wanted to have that freedom. Uh, Now I personally coach. I coach CEOs and executives and consult on their business processes. So bringing the love of what I've always wanted to do into my
mm.
life and
That's
freeing them.
good. That's very good. So you started doing consulting at a very, very early stage of your career.
Hmm.
That means even in corporate, you doing any consulting, or it's only when you start your own business you move into consulting.
No, I had been consulting since I was about 24.
Wow.
I first consulted with a company, and now I'm 47. So I can. It's been a long time. Consulted with a startup company, a coffee house and wine bar, and
Hmm.
I've been in multiple industries, everything from the trucking industry to many startups, and moving along the way,
Hmm.
alongside that work. So it's been over 25 years.
Wow. Wow.
Break 100% full time
Hmm.
has been recently, as I've wanted to spend, just the time cultivating my family and myself as a woman.
That's good. And does that consulting, because you start in corporate America doing consulting, business consulting, so does it help you in ways for you to start even your own business, because you were consulting, you are learning the traits of a lot of different CEO. So with that experience, does it really help you in establish your own business?
It does. It gives you the confidence that you need. When you become confident in what you're doing,
Mm-mm.
that thing that I learned in corporate was very valuable to giving me the confidence to start my own business
Mm.
fully.
So
So
what makes you started your own business? Is it because of your daughter, your first child, or is it because it's something that you felt that is something that is a calling for you, or is more of something that you really really love and that you want to take it as a lifetime commitment? So what was it that got you started in your starting your own business?
what did that? Literally, it was standing at work one day
Hmm.
in the 9 to 5 job, and the thought that came over me is, I just don't want to do this anymore. This is just not what I want. This isn't my dream. Uh, I want to pursue my dream. And I asked myself the question, why haven't I been doing that?
Hmm.
What's been holding me back from pursuing my dream? And really what it came down to is being afraid to leave that comfort zone,
Mm-mm.
um, that paycheck. And it was on a Friday, and I said, I'm done. I said, I'm done. I want to spend time.
Hmm.
I don't tired anymore. I don't want to do what I don't love, and I want to spend time with my daughters.
Hmm.
And so I did. I
Wow.
didn't go back. I left on a Friday and never went back.
Wow. So that was before you have your first child, or you were having your
That
first child.
that was having 3 kids.
You have already have 3 kids. That's
I already had 3,
wow.
have already been a single mom,
Mm-mm,
uh, raising these girls on my own.
mm-mm,
I just the fear was gone.
mm-mm,
In an
mm-mm,
instant, fear was gone. And when I decided it in that moment, literally spur of the moment,
mm-mm,
when I decided that I was done with it all and I wanted to pursue what I wanted to pursue,
mm-mm.
uh, the fear just it disappeared. I became
Wow,
focused,
wow,
very focused.
wow. So how old were your daughter when you make that decision? Your 3 girls. How old were they?
to completely breaking free of the
mm,
corporate. And I was doing consulting with corporate, so it was
mm,
always main corporations.
mm,
Uh, was actually about a year ago.
mm,
My daughters are now 23,
mm,
8 and
mm.
almost
So, sorry, the youngest one is how old?
11.
7?
11.
Oh, 11. So it's
Yeah.
23,
And
11, and 8.
18.
Oh, it's 18. Okay, so maybe okay. So the eldest one is 23. Sorry.
A daughter 23, a
Hmm.
daughter 18, and one that's 10, almost 11.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, because there was some cut off. So sorry about that. Okay. So that was about a year ago that which you decided to start your own business. Is that?
Right, and, again, I had been working just part-time independently
Hmm.
aside from doing the corporate, consulting, which wasn't my own, business.
Hmm.
You know, it wasn't an established business that I have now that I took the leap for a year
Hmm.
ago.
Hmm. So can I say that you have been in business consulting for many many years, and suddenly that one day that you say on a Friday it struck on you that, hey, this is not what you want, and you want to build your own dreams rather than in a way building others.
That's correct. Yeah,
That's really good. Yeah. So it took a while, and what was that? Has that thought of entrepreneurship hit on you before that Friday? Has it ever hit on you, or you were just comfortable? You were just good with being corporate America, working for people?
I've I've always, uh I've always taken the role of leadership.
Mm-mm,
I spent 5 years in the JCs, Junior Chamber of Commerce, on the board of directors, and that is specifically for young entrepreneurs. So that was really my foundation
mm,
for becoming really comfortable as an entrepreneur. I did individual development, community development. I've always been very active in the community and taken leadership roles, management roles. So that allowed me the comfort to become an entrepreneur like
mm,
that. I've always had that passion,
mm,
drive to be a leader.
mm, mm. That's good. That's good. So, in fact, at this point of time, I believe that because your daughter are much older, and that's where I can feel that you kind of feel that, hey, it's time for me to do something for myself. You have already done a lot because you've been in corporate America, you've been working for people and raising your 3 kids by yourself in the past 10 years, which is remarkable. and and that's where how is it handling 3 goals, because like for you being a single mom and handling 3 goals, and how is it like?
It's been a challenge over time. I mean, it's never without its challenges. Each one has their own personality. Each one needs attention. So um, finding the balance to give each one what they need separately and not just together. Uh, Dealing with all the personalities and of course, the things that kids get into.
Mm-mm,
But to be honest, it's been quite been a wonderful journey.
mm-mm,
Um, my girls also are very, very powerful girls, and I've taught them to be that way.
mm-mm,
One going through dentistry school, the other one is pursuing a dream in veterinary, and my youngest, she spends a lot of time helping me in the job, in working, and of course school. But um, it's been fun. I will
mm,
say the journey, the up and down, they've always been very fun, and we're very tight knit, very close.
mm.
Important. That's the
that
important part.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So it because a lot of parents, a lot of mummies, when they are just handling one child, it's already driving them crazy. And you have three, and it's 3 girls. And I believe that when girls grew up, they tend to change a bit more, because
They do.
like your eldest is 23. I believe like she's having relationship, and she's having boyfriends and all that. So as a
Mhm.
mom, you are also accompanying her in that area, and also to guide her, I believe. And it's not easy because you have a huge maybe like about from your eldest to the youngest, is about 10 years age gap, and it's really amazing that how you have been through in the past 10 years and raising them up by yourself. So I remember that previously when we did our first meeting, you mentioned about equality kills passion and femininity. So maybe you can share more on that. What is your thought about why do you feel that equality kills passion? Because we were talking about how is the whole environment going to be like the men and the women being equal, and even in your country you felt that this equality is killing the passion and also the
Hmm.
femininity in especially in women's. So maybe you can share with us more about that. um,
Okay. Well, in speaking to that, there's really a balance that has to be met. Uh, we're not equal,
mm,
and that might upset some people to say that, but in reality, we're not. I mean, we have men and we have women, and they're not the same. We have each have our gifts that we bring and how we think, that
mm,
balance, that bring a balance. And I'd like to use that word balance rather than equality.
mm,
Um, certainly, as a female, you can have some masculine traits. You could be strong and you can be assertive, especially in business, because the competition it can get pretty wide when you're dealing with men and women and
mm,
trying to make an equal playing field. But to be equal as a male and female role, that's not the same as an equality of an equal playing field. But what it does, when we are able to define who we are and bring our masculinity and our femininity, we find a balance that can be
mm,
achieved, and that actually opens up and increases that equality of being able to be on a business level.
mm, mm.
But always remembering that we do have qualities that we bring that are different from each other,
Yep.
and I certainly appreciate the feminine qualities that I have,
Mm,
and the masculine qualities that I have to bring to being strong in making my business successful.
mm,
But there's certainly not a competition there to be in the role of a male role, but finding a balance, finding a balance
mm.
rather than being equal, and in being feminine and having that
Wow.
masculinity.
Thanks a lot on, on sharing on this part. And that's where it brings us to our topic of the day, which is how femininity can work for you in both motherhood and in business. So that is really important because what we have discussed in our previous meeting before we come on to the show is about this feminine energy or femininity in mothers that we both agree that is even more powerful than the masculine part. And you did mention that this masculine nowadays has become more macho. It's not just in women, it's also in
Mm,
men. It's this energy that is happening around. So um, I like the part where you share that when there's too much of masculine, it became more macho, and macho tends to be more negative. And maybe
mm.
you can share with us how did you derive with this thought of masculine is good, but too much masculine is more of a macho. So how does macho and masculine compare to each other?
Um, I think when you have too much math,
Hi guys, there's some technical problem, and we will come back really soon. So okay. Okay.
I can.
Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome back. So sorry about the technical problem. Yeah. So what we were talking about the masculine and also the macho. So you were saying that if too much masculine will cause.
I think that when you have too much masculinity, it tends to come across as aggressiveness
Mm-mm,
rather than again being that balance there. It can become aggressive. You tend to forget that you are feminine, and again, you don't want to have that in your face competition going on.
mm-mm,
Not I'm just with men, but for women as well. Um, there's plenty of business to go around always.
mm-mm,
There's never a lack of that. But in having that too much masculinity, especially when you have girls, you
yeah.
decide you want to retain some of that softness that allows you to talk to people, relate to people, especially with other women that are entrepreneurs,
Mm,
without bringing aggressive masculinity into it.
mm-mm.
That balance.
Wow. So how does this femininity energy or feminine energy help you in your motherhood and your business?
The feminine energy,
Yep.
it one brings an empowerment to my daughters to be feminine,
Mm,
be in business, be all that they can be, pursue their dreams. Uh, it balances them because I'm directly relating to them as females and letting them know that it's okay, rejoice in it. Profile the fact that you are a female and that you are in business and you can pursue your dreams.
mm,
And there is a strength in that. Um, it allows me to be very close to my daughters.
mm. So this energy kind of bond you and your daughter together, and also that's where you felt that this femininity energy does help you to bond and really um, have that strong relationship with them,
Mm.
um, and not having more of a masculine because nevertheless they are daughters and you have this feminine energy that you could impact them, you could share with them, you could really bond with them. Is that so?
That's true. And not just them, but their friends as well, and other females,
Mm-mm,
other moms, other women that want to become entrepreneurs
mm-mm,
that might not feel that because they are female that they can't break into that.
mm-mm,
That they don't have to remain in a mother
mm,
position. You can be a mother, you can be a business owner, you can be an entrepreneur, you can pursue whatever dream that you want.
mm-mm,
Celebrate that femininity and still make that an integral part of what you're doing.
mm.
So it empowers other women and empowers other girls young girls that would pursue those dreams in that
Mm.
direction.
That's very good. And maybe you can share with us what do you define as feminine energy or being feminine? What do you as compared to masculine? Maybe you can do maybe a comparison or maybe an analogy or some example of maybe a mom being more masculine and a mom being more feminine. What is the difference? Maybe you can share some examples, maybe from your own experience or from people that that you observe.
I think there's a certain softness that I've achieved with my daughters. I'm not. I don't have to be the boss.
Hmm.
Um, I can be soft with my daughters. I can show them that being feminine, that energy, being female, and being strong
Hmm.
together. Um, you don't have to have such a strong stance on everything to show kids that you know your authority or your power, your boss.
Hmm.
Um, be yourself, be who you are. I
Hmm.
for me is just an energy that comes from within. It's not something that I actively cultivate. It's just
Mm,
there because I allow myself to be who I am.
mm,
So don't be afraid to show that soft side. Don't
mm,
be afraid, especially with your kids. Show them that you can be strong
mm,
and maintain that feminine energy, which is really powerful.
mm,
When you tap into that, um, that's when you realize your full potential as a woman, that you
mm.
can be whatever you want to be.
Yep.
There are there.
Wow. I can feel that feminine energy in you because you as a mother raising three daughters, and imagine if you are more masculine, you're more macho, it may put your daughter away. They may stay away from you because you're being too bossy, you're being too manly, and having three daughters is already a challenge. So that's why when you talk about you having this energy being bonded with them, it feels like it's more of sisterhood, like you guys are more like sisters than mother and daughter. You can be best buddy, you can be a soulmate, and a lot of stuff into it. So I'm curious that, do you see that being more feminine means that you're more vulnerable to a lot of things that's around you? Do you feel that, or do you disagree with that?
I do. There are times when there's a little more vulnerability,
Hmm.
and that's yeah. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. That when you're vulnerable and you open yourself up to being transparent, um, you're able to receive the things around you that come your way. You become less afraid of one, how other people perceive you,
Hmm.
and what the opinions are. You become more positive. There's more positive energy there with
Hmm.
that vulnerability. Uh, Again, achieving that balance. You know, you talked about becoming friends, buddies with my daughters.
Hmm.
Uh, we are able to be on that level, but also as well, there's never the never being forgotten that I'm still and but I'm able to relate to them because again, it's achieving that balance that we're women, we're not different.
Hmm.
There there's that energy there, they have that energy. Um, it it definitely has a dynamic, shows a dynamic between us, and that's felt really
Mm,
in everybody that we meet.
mm.
They can
That's
be
that.
harsh.
Sorry, I didn't catch the last thing that you shared. You were saying?
We can definitely be a dynamic force, the 4 of
Hmm.
us,
Wow.
um, but a lot of fun, a
That's
lot of
good.
fun.
That's good. And
Yeah.
have you ever have that, how should I put it? Have any of your daughters saw that soft part of you? That means that vulnerability in you, and how do they feel that seeing the mom, because definitely all of us are human beings, and especially being a single mom is very even more challenging physically, emotionally. So any of your daughter has seen that part of you and you are really open to that?
They all 3 of them have actually,
Hmm.
and are very in tune to my my and my vulnerabilities, and honestly, they take care of me.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
but they recognize it, and when they see it, they go out of their way to help me, to
Hmm.
talk to me. At one time, you know, you think that your kids shouldn't hear things or talk you shouldn't talk to them on a personal level or you keep your business. But I've learned over time that the more that I share with them, the more respect that they have, the more
Hmm.
respect that I have, and the closer we become. And
Hmm.
they share. I feel my little one comes up and she puts her hands on my face and she tells me she loves me. And she says, "What's wrong, mom?" She can always feel it. And you know, my daughter will run back with some and pat me on the back and give me a hug and tell me everything's gonna be okay without even knowing. You know, so there's that vulnerability. There's nothing to fear there.
Hmm.
It just opens yourself up to receiving the love that's around you and
Wow.
the love I give you. Um,
Yeah.
it's definitely something that I've learned to enjoy and embrace and give myself over to with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. And I like that part where you say that I felt that when you are open to them, and even though they do not know what had actually happened, but they felt it because you have already connected with them, because of feminine energy, they feel connected, and and they always it always happened at the time. Like my daughter, whenever she felt that I'm in some stressful situation, or felt that emotionally I need some booster, because sometimes it kind of drain, and if things are not going your way, you tends to get frustrated. And
Mhm.
my daughter tends to have that awareness that, hey, daddy is not feeling good, and she would come at me and pop out like, I love you. I was like, okay. So it's the kind of energy that our children, they have, that intuitive, that okay, daddy mommy is having some hard time, and they will just come to you and give you the energy without them knowing that why are they doing that. And I totally feel you, because the when you connect and you feel open, and you
Mhm.
share things with them, they feel that, oh, there's some bonding, and I'm able to help. When I believe that when we were children, when we were a child, we tend to want to be the hero for our parents. We want to help them in any
Right.
ways, cheer them up and stuff like that. But often, if you look at our environment now, most parents are putting on that masculine, that macho, that, hey, I'm a parent, you should listen
Right.
to me, I should take control. Whatever I say is right. I will not let you feel that I'm a weakling, or I let you feel that I'm a bad parent and all that. I felt that there's too much, and a lot of parents are breaking down because they could not connect with their children. And when they could not connect with their children, the children will be disconnected, and all the children will feel that, hey, mommy is mommy, daddy is daddy, I can't help them at all, so I might as well don't help. That is what children are.
What that you don't that I think a lot of people don't realize is that we don't have to go through 100% details, but when we don't allow our children to comfort us when we're going through something, we're really taking away from them their ability to do anything for us. And when we can be vulnerable enough, go like me, for instance, with my 18-year-old, and lay my head in her lap and let her
Mhm.
comfort me the day that I'm feeling just overwhelmed by. She doesn't have to know. She doesn't, and I can say to her, "Hey, I'm just, you know what? I'm having a bad day. I'm just feeling tired." And allow myself to breathe and take some comfort from her,
Yeah.
and allowing her to give it.
Mhm.
And that in effect empowering her and giving her
Mhm.
to solve,
Yep.
you know? And if not solve, at least be there to be a comfort to me as her mother. And so you can't have fear of that vulnerability. So stoic that you're taking away empowering your own children from being part of what you're doing and who you are. And you know, that's looking at kids and saying, okay, we're all human.
Yep.
We're all vulnerable. You're part of me and I'm part of you. So take some comfort from that.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yeah. I totally like this part, because um it's it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to embrace femininity, and it's okay to be what you are, because there are times that even for us adult, we break down, and we just need a comforting um, words. We need someone to really listen to us, or even someone just to be with us. And
right.
us being parents, our children is the is the closest to us. And sometimes that maybe our spouse are away for business or stuff like that, we can always rely on our children, because being children, they have only one thing in themselves, which is love. And
That's
what, yeah, and what you have shared, basically, I felt that it was a lot of love, especially love from three daughters, which is even more wonderful. And that really brings this femininity energy or femininity in women, especially mothers. It's about love, that unconditional love that parents have for our children. We do have that, and I also believe that children does have that unconditional love for us. If we really share our love with them, is binary, is vice versa. It's from us to them and from them to us, because for them when they were young, they are vulnerable. They are always, daddy, mommy, I need this and that. And when they grew up, like your daughters, they are pretty young adults now, and they
Mhm.
can always lend a hand. They can always lend you a listening ear. They can
Yep.
always share their heart with you, which I find that is even more empowering than you being masculine, you being mature. You cut off all that all that connection or
There,
connectivity.
yeah, there's really a disconnect there when you put that type of forward stance forward. You disconnect from your kids.
Hmm.
Uh, when bringing that femininity into it, kids are very singular. Just like you
Hmm.
said, they're very they want to be loved, they want to give love. Everything else around that is back it's around it. That is not those other things are not important. They want to give it. Very singular in that vision. Um, as they've gotten older, especially with my oldest daughter, Katie, we're able to sit down. We go down. We talk about mature adult subjects, and I keep that face. I don't throw up a wall, a front,
Hmm.
because that's going to disconnect her from talking to me,
Yep.
and we're not going to be able to talk openly. Excuse me, talk openly about whatever issues she might be going through, and as well,
Mm.
on different levels.
Yep.
So they're very open.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, I agree with you, because if, how should I put it? Like that's always the case. If let's say you have more feminine energy in you, you are able to connect with your children, and they know that daddy, mommy are just human. And when they have that connectivity, they share almost everything with you, even the relationship problem, even things that they are facing. And parents want that, but a lot of parents, they tends to be more masculine, more macho, and more demanding, and more of an authority figure to our children. And imagine, if we put ourselves in their shoes, we were once children. Do we want our parents to be like that? Like they are always, hey, you need to tell me who you are going out with. You need to do this, you need to do that. Do you feel that as children we will want to open our hearts to our parents, because it's everything is being dictated by them? Or rather, do you want to, hey mommy, I have this boyfriend, and I really love him, what is your advice, and what do you think that I should do, and stuff like that, being open, being as friends, which option would you love to? And
I've
is
always made it a point to give my kids
mm-mm,
um, rather than pushing on them what I want them to do. We'll take the options and look at the outcome of each one.
mm-mm,
If you do X, this is going to be the outcome. If you do
mm-mm,
Y, this is going to be the outcome.
mm-mm,
Um, make an informed choice.
mm-mm.
These are the talk openly about that. They've always come back at one or another and said, "Why did you let me do that?" Well, one, I was a kid too, and I know if my parents told me, "You have to do this," probably I was gonna do the very opposite. That's how we are. But giving them option, allowing them the room to choose the one
Mm-mm,
to make a mistake, that allows them to think a little more deeper, a little
mm-mm,
broadly on what the choices are gonna be and what the outcomes will be.
mm,
Um, so I let them be individuals,
mm-mm,
each one for themselves. I don't try to push my beliefs on what I think that they should be
mm,
by my opinions on that. Give them choices, let them make mistakes, let them fail
mm-mm.
on their own, let them learn that way.
Yep.
Um, sometimes it's backfired, sometimes it's been absolutely amazing,
Yeah.
but that's my choice. I don't try to shove it onto them.
Mm-mm.
Just form choices, let them like I said, when they've come back on me and said, "Well, why did you let me do that?" And I said, "Well, really, I didn't. You made the choice to,
Yep.
knowing what the outcomes were going to be." And well, that's kind of the end of it right there. They were walking away going, "Okay, right."
Yeah, yeah, and I like that because when you give them option and you let them know what is the outcome from option A and option B, because we have walked the path, we know what is going to happen. Just that we leave it up to them for them to make choices, because at certain time, certain period, is this decision, and
Right,
one thing for sure is because they are making decision based on us giving them the option and us respecting their decision, whatever they made. And with this feminine connection, they are able to come back to us and, hey, like what you have shared, your daughter came back to you. Why did you let me do pursue this option? But you say that, yeah, because you need to, and you decided to, and it's really your decision, and you embrace it, and you realize that they come back to you. That is the most important thing, because a
that's
lot of us, when we make decision when we were a child or a kid, we base on our own emotions, and we do make decision, and it's not based on logical, based on after analysis, or
right.
even thorough a deep conversation with our parents. We always made that decision based on the singular, which is only one angle, and we made that decision. We face the decision, and we do not know what to do next. What is the next alternative? And most of us, we don't go back to our parents, and that's why a lot of us disconnect from our parents based on that, because our parents was not there to involve in decision making, or even to guide us, or even be an advisor. And that's relate back to business. It's like you having a consultant, you having a coach. In life, in life, we need that kind of guidance. And you were
Mhm.
saying that femininity can help in business. How does that help in your own business? Being more feminine, having that femininity in you. How does that help you in your own business?
I think for my business itself within the consult, it allows me to relate to the person that I'm speaking. Um, I'm not. I am making sure that I am staying true to myself and authentic, first of all, and that's really authenticity. Um, Women are not men,
Hmm.
and when we try to be so strong and so masculine because we feel it's the only way to push forward in business, we lose the ability to relate
Hmm.
with the unique skills that women bring, that
Hmm.
feminine quality bring. So we lose the ability, and in effect, we're really cutting ourselves off from connecting with people on a deeper level
Yep.
from that unique perspective.
Mm-mm.
So, and also losing the authenticity
Mm-mm.
to build trust, build relationships,
Mm-mm.
especially in business with coaching.
Yep.
It's all about relationships and bringing a person to understand where they're at and
Mm-mm.
how to bring through to a more of, especially with their business in moving forward.
Mm.
So it's important to connect. It's important to stay authentic and use those feminine qualities that you have to
Mm.
maintain those. You can be strong being so masculine that you're disconnecting from the people around you from building those relationships.
Mm-mm. Wow, wow. So that is really really good, because when you say that, it makes me realize that there are people, or even consultant, they are more masculine, they are more macho, and it's always their way. It's always they are right. It's always they themselves, and not about the clients. It's not about their customers. And from what you share, because with your experience, like almost coming 20 years of business consulting, I believe that your femininity does help you, because consulting takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of how should I put it, a lot of heart to really help our clients. Like even for me, I'm into marketing consulting, and I often feel for my clients, because in order to feel for them, you can understand why are they frustrated when their marketing campaigns are not successful. And when you dive deep, you really understand what is their objective at the end of the day. Because sometimes most clients, they do not know what they want to achieve at the end of the day. And
Right.
if you being masculine, you say, okay, you want it your way, I will do it your way. But sometimes it does not end up that way. Sometimes it go
Well,
even
then
deeper.
if if you're being if I'm going in as a coach and a consultant on somebody's business,
Mm-mm.
um, doing everything their way, really, then I have to ask myself, well, why am I there?
Yep.
Um, why am I there as a consultant?
Mm-mm.
But again, asserting myself in, okay, it has to be a certain way, it has to be this way, this way, this way. How am I actually going to work for my client and know my client in order to meet their needs and push forward for their needs, work for their needs rather than my own,
Mm.
and bringing that ego into play, that I connect with my own clients. If I'm
Mm.
so hurting myself, then
Mm.
I'm missing the bigger picture.
Yep. So I really like that. And but time really flies, and we're coming to the end of the show soon. And I really would love to talk about this topic about femininity and how mothers can bring out this feminine energy to empower not just ourselves and also our children, even our spouse. I would really want to dive deep into this, but a lot of values that we have shared, Elizabeth, really like that. And able to talk about this topic is really not easy. And coming out from you is even more powerful because you have three daughters, you're a single mom, really strong, really powerful, can feel a lot of femininity in you. And maybe you can share with us how can the audience they can connect with you, and maybe you can share with us what are the various ways that they can reach out to you.
Well, excuse me, I am on Twitter.
Mm.
So I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, uh, LinkedIn. You can reach me also by email
Mm-mm.
at elizabeth@corporal.com. And you can reach me by simply pick up the phone and call me. By calling. I love connecting that way. Is it okay to give my number? Yeah.
That's very
So,
good. That's very good
um,
for Elizabeth to share on your part, and even let the audience connect with you directly so that they can
mhm,
feel that, especially for mothers who felt that they need more feminine energy, or maybe on coaching, or even on their business, they can always reach out to you. So
absolutely.
I will for audience out there, I will be putting her link for all her social media later. I will get it from Elizabeth. I've already included her Facebook fan page, which is for her business, Corpo Consulting. So you guys can check it out. And the rest of the social media link, I will add it on later on after this live. So now we're coming to the end of the show, Elizabeth. So are you ready with your question of the day for you to post it out to the audience, and also this question will be posted to the next guest. So are you ready with your question of the day?
Um, yes. So, how do you, as a woman entrepreneur,
Hmm.
how do you want to teach your kids that they can pursue their dreams and still make it something that is successful, uh, with building a monetary base with it?
Hmm.
Um, how are you going to teach your children
Hmm.
to do their dreams and have revenue that goes with that, so
Hmm.
that that fear there of pursuing them?
Okay, so can
For
I
a mom,
break it down like how are you going to teach your children?
how to follow their dreams and make money.
Hmm. How to follow their dreams and make money. Okay, that's very, very straightforward. How to follow their dreams and make money. Okay, so let me repeat again. So the question of the day from Elizabeth is, how are you going to teach your children how to follow their dreams and make money? Is that all right?
Yep. That
Okay.
sounds
Okay, so
good.
for those who are watching it live and for those who are watching replay, I will post a question of the day posted by Elizabeth onto in the comment section. So do check it out and do share with us what are your answers, what are your thoughts about this question, and we're really looking forward to see your answers and see your comments. So, Elizabeth, any other things, any last advice for all the mothers who are sitting on the fences, thinking whether should they pursue their passion or whether should they step into entrepreneurship? Any last advice from you, Elizabeth?
Um, get rid of the fear. That's really what holds us all back,
Mm,
especially as mothers not thinking that we're good enough to get out there and be an entrepreneur. We allow the kids to hold us back, thinking that we can't pursue it as long as we have children. Lose that fear because there really is no limit to pursuing your dreams. Make your kids a part of it.
mm.
Make them a part of your dream, and don't be afraid. Take it works. When you believe, when you have faith, everything falls into place from there.
Wow, wow, that is really really good, and to cast off all the fears, believe that you can do it because as a mom, I feel that mothers are really powerful because like for Elizabeth, she had gave birth to three children. It's really takes a huge courage and it's unbelievable, and every mom has that power to even to step
Yeah.
forward, pursue your own dreams because like all the mompreneurs that I've interviewed, most of them pursue their dreams and they embrace it, embrace them being mothers and embrace themselves for having children and the children became their why and their strong desire for them to be able to spend more time with their children. And for me, that's also the reason why I interview mompreneurs and feature them into my book Mother Industrialist, which is upcoming. So do check it out, and there's a link below, which is motherindustrialistbook.com. Do check it out. Do subscribe for the link, and you'll be notified when the actual book is out. So for those who are really interested, do check out the link below to find out more. And last but not least, thanks Elizabeth for coming on my live show. Today is really really an awesome um,
Thank you.
like the awesome show because we touch on this topic which I really want, and you are the best person to talk about femininity
Thank you.
because that was what it came out during our previous meeting, and I really like that, and it couldn't be done without you sharing on that. And I would really want to talk about this topic again in a later episode. Maybe I could link up with you and see what is a good time to further share on this part of the femininity energy. And for me, thanks everyone for coming on live. I see there are Frank is in, Frank Bono. He's in, and a few others are also in. Thanks for coming on live, and for those who are watching replay, thank you for making time. Thank you for hope that whatever that we shared and whatever Elizabeth shared on the femininity part does help you and empower you. If you wish to know more, you can always comment below in the comment section. And last but not least, Kenneth here signing off with Elizabeth. Thank you all for coming on to Mother Industrialist live show. Thanks a lot, and I see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. Bye bye.